All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to today. Welcome to another day of our love challenge. We are in our 4th week of our love challenge, and I am excited to be here with all of you guys. As always, hold on, let me fix the lighting real quick. I'm excited to be here with all of you guys today. We have been doing a beautiful love challenge the past 4 weeks, and today is the final day of the love challenge, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to just be with you guys to dive in. If you have been participating in this love challenge, then let me know below that you have been here. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Let me know what you are grateful for. So let's start today with just gratitude. Let's start with what are we grateful for? What is our heart singing to us? And let me know that you guys can hear me, and let me know that you guys can see me. So if this is your first time joining me today, welcome. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Genna Rose Giannetti Kendall, and I help people to heal their heart and to tap into unconditional love and their spiritual sovereignty. And so this is my passion. This is my pleasure. This is what I love doing. This is everything that feels good to me. And my intention today, and my intention every single time I'm here, is to help you guys to feel so loved, to feel so wanted, to feel so seen that you can't help but to go out into the world and to love others, that you can't help but to feel so loved within yourself that you can't help but to just feel joy, to feel peace, to feel presence, to feel healing, to feel more health just from the state of love. And so today we are diving into our 4th week of our love challenge. And before we begin, I'm going to invite you guys to just close down your eyes for a minute. Let's just dive in and close down our eyes, and let's just ground ourselves into this moment. So I'm going to invite you to just take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Let go of everything that happened before this moment. Letting everything just fade away. Before I came on, I was having some technical difficulties, and just let go of any frustrations, let go of any stories that you're telling yourself, and just come into this present moment. Come into awareness, recognizing that nothing matters other than this present moment. And breathe into this. And breathe out. And bring your awareness into this moment, into your heart. Maybe placing your hands in your heart and taking a moment to just feel into your heart. To just observe who you are, who you've always been, who you will always be. And breathe in. And breathe out. And feeling this love of self. Feeling your heartbeat. Recognizing that you are so loved, that you are so wanted, that you are so seen, that you are so adored. And then sending this love out to everyone in this world. Every person that is listening with us, every person that's joining in. Breathing lots of love in. And breathing lots of love out. Circulating this love from spirit, from source, from the universe, from the divine, into yourself. And then sending this love out. Knowing that you're perfect just where you are. Breathing in. Breathing out. And setting your intention for this moment, for this life, for this day. What is it that you need answer to? What guidance do you seek? What questions do you have? Where are you facing challenges? Where are you facing love? Breathe in. And breathe out. Taking 2 more deep breaths in. Letting it all go. And when you're ready, slowly opening up your eyes and coming back into the space. Welcome, 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 everyone. I'm so grateful to be here with everyone. Let me know that you guys can hear me. Let me know that you guys can see me. I'm just going to do a quick sound check real quick. Sound check. Okay. So I hear myself on my end. I see myself on my end. Welcome, everyone. So the past 4 weeks, we have been doing this beautiful love challenge. And this is the final week of our love challenge that we are doing. The first week, we talked about observing the self. We talked about knowing the self. We talked about falling in love with the self. We talked about integrating the light and the darkness within us. And to really just observe all aspects of ourselves. The second week, we talked about self-love and loving all of the parts of yourself. Loving your light, loving your darkness, loving every single part of you. And then the third week, we talked about unconditional love, and we talked about loving other. And so today we are going to integrate all of that. We are going to integrate all of the love that we have been talking about, all of the love that we have been working on, to help us to feel more complete in our love. And so I invite you today, I invite you always to talk with me, to communicate with me. Tell me hello in the chat. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Let me know, what are you grateful for? Let me know, what is it that you love? And let me know if you have been doing this challenge with us the past couple weeks. I invite you always to take what resonates and to leave what doesn't resonate. I believe that there's no one truth, that there's many truths, and it's all dependent on the path that you're on. So take nothing that I say as fact, and if it feels good to you, then take it as your own. And if it doesn't feel good to you, then leave it. Feel free to ask me any questions in the chat, and at the end we will do a little bit of a question and an answer. So I invite you guys to ask any questions that you have. And give me 1 minute. I'm just going to fix the lighting real quick. See if you guys can see me a little bit better once I fix the lighting. Okay. All right, that's a little bit brighter. So everyone, the first week, as I talked about, we talked about observing self. Because the truth is, before we can love ourselves, before we can love anybody in this world, we have to first completely and fully know ourselves. We have to know all of the parts of ourselves. So often in our life, we observe all of our goodness, and we observe all of our positive, and we observe all of the things that we love about ourselves. And we take only the things that we love about ourselves as the things that are ourselves. And often, what we don't do is look at the parts of ourselves that we struggle with, look at the parts of ourselves that we don't love, and own that those are also the parts of ourselves. And so in week 1, we talked all about finding self presence and knowing themselves and finding self-awareness in both the light and the shadow. And I had challenged you guys to sit in meditation every single day for 30 minutes with no distraction, with no music, to truly just be alone, completely alone with yourself. And so if you were here in week 1, say week 1, and let me know, did you do that challenge? And in week 2, we talked about self-love. And we talked about nourishing self and having confidence in ourselves and embracing all of the aspects of ourselves. We talked about how in order to love anyone else, we have to first love ourselves. We have to be able to look into the mirror at ourselves and acknowledge the parts of us that we love, to acknowledge our beautiful eyes that we have, and to also acknowledge maybe, the extra weight on our body that we don't love, and to fall in love with those parts of ourselves too. Every single thing that we look at that we don't love about ourselves can be transmuted, and it can be transformed into love once again by recognizing that every single thing that we don't love about ourselves is there to protect ourselves. It is there to keep us safe. So, for example, let's say that there's an aspect of you that you recognize that you seem to get a little bit angry. You seem to be a little on edge sometimes. To fall in love with those parts of ourselves, recognizing that the anger that we have, that frustration that we have, is a way of protecting ourselves. It was a protective mechanism that we learned as a child to keep us safe. We learned maybe as a child, using this example of anger, that if you got angry, that maybe the kids at school would stop picking on you. Maybe they would stop making fun of you. And so you learn to get angry to protect yourself from other people hurting you. And so this mechanism of anger is no longer serving you as an adult, because you're no longer on the playground and people are no longer making fun of you and people are no longer poking fun at you. But you still have this aspect of yourself that is present. And so when you look at these parts of yourself that you do not prefer about yourself, these parts of yourself that you do not like about yourself, and you bring compassion to them, you bring kindness to them, you can start to have more love for these parts by recognizing why you are the way that you are. And again, going back, the only way to know yourself is to first observe yourself, to have self-awareness for yourself, to see the light, to see the shadow, to know those parts. And then to start to love all of those aspects of yourself. So let me know, is this resonating? Is this making sense? Put in the chat resonating if this is making sense, if this is resonating with you. Let me know where you guys are at. The chat isn't talking to me today, so I want to make sure you guys are here. I want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. Let me know that you guys are here. Give me some hearts. Give me some comments. Say hello to me. I promise not to bite. And so we have to first love all of the aspects of ourselves. Only in that can we then start to love other people. The truth is, so often in our lives, we look for people to love us. We have this wound. We have this fear. We have this, pain because we feel unloved. We feel unwanted. We feel that we're not adored. And the reason in which we feel that is because we're not loving ourselves. We're not adoring ourselves. We're not worshiping ourselves. We're not seeing ourselves as the way that we want people to treat us. Growing up, I heard the quote all the time: treat people the way that you want to be treated. Who heard that growing up? Treat people the way that you want to be treated. I always heard treat people the way that you want to be treated. And I want to take that a step further, that to love people the way that you want to be loved, and to love people the way that you would love yourself, and to love yourself the way that you want to love others. So if you are sitting there and you want your husband to buy you flowers, because him buying you flowers is a symbol of love for you. Buy yourself flowers. If you're sitting there wanting someone to take you out on a date, take yourself out on a date. We cannot expect other people to love us the way that we want to be loved unless we love ourselves the way that we want to be loved. Does that resonate? Does that make sense? Is that resonating? Let me know. And so we have to first, before we can love anyone else, we have to first love ourselves. And then from that place of loving ourselves, we can then learn to love others. From that place, we can then give love to others from this place of completeness within us instead of this place of lack within us. And so, let me just pause for a minute. We need to start to love others as if they are not separate from us, because no one and nothing is really separate. We in ourselves have our own name, we have our own identity, we have our own belief systems, we live in our own countries, we have our own languages. We are unique in who we are. But together, the makeup of all of us, the collective consciousness of all of us, is that vibration of love. I believe I am on a mission. I believe this is my truth. Please take this as your truth if it resonates. But I don't believe that love is something we do. I don't believe that love is something we give. I do not believe that love is something we receive. I believe that love is something that we are. Love is the essence of our being. Love is that energy of God. Love is that energy of spirit. Love is that energy of source. Love is that energy that we pray to, that we ask for guidance. That is love. And when we are in our authentic versions of ourselves, we all have our own uniqueness, right? We all have our own talents. We all have our own strengths. We all have our own passions and desires. When we are in our unique love that we are, then we naturally attract love. We naturally attract people who want to love us. We naturally give love. And then we naturally do things in love. But again, love is not something that we give. Love is not something we receive. Love is not something we do. How we receive love, how we give love, how we do love, the acts of love that we are, what's the word I'm looking for? It is a result of us being in our unique love that we are. And so when we give love to others, we are giving love to others from being in love with ourselves, by being the love that we are, by being. I'm going to keep repeating the word being. It's about, again, I'm going to keep repeating myself. It's about knowing thyself. Step one is know yourself. Know yourself not just in your light, but also in your shadow. Recognize the parts of yourself that, you don't prefer. And love those parts. And those parts of yourself that you don't prefer, that you don't like, recognize the reason in which you find yourself not liking those aspects of yourself is because you want to be better, because you want to grow, because you want to evolve, because you want to be the best version of yourself, because you came to this life with a purpose. You came to this life with a plan. Before you incarnated into your body, you had this purpose, you had this mission. And when you are falling short of that, when you look in the mirror and you see these aspects of yourself that you do not prefer, it's a reminder of who you want to be. Again, that being. It all comes back to this question of beingness. Who do you want to be? And you get to decide who you want to be. No one and nothing gets to decide who you're going to be or how you're going to be. Your beingness is completely and entirely up to you. And so many of us, I'm passionate about this. Can you see my passion? Let me know that you guys, that this resonates. So many of us are who we are because we've allowed people to tell us who we are. We've allowed people to tell us that we are beautiful, or we are ugly, or we are smart, or we are dumb, or we are creative, or we're an artist, or we can sing, or we can't sing, or we can dance, or we can't dance. We've allowed the world to tell us who we are. And that's not anyone's decision. That's no one's opinion. You get to decide. You get to wake up every single morning of your life and say, the person I'm going to be today is intelligent. I'm going to honor my intelligence. I'm going to walk around this world. I am going to learn. I'm going to grow. I'm going to teach. I'm going to educate. I'm going to be intelligent. And when you decide again who you're going to be, you then reflect that out to the world, and then the world reflects back at you who you are being by affirming to you, wow, you're so intelligent. In the same way, sometimes we wake up in the morning and we have this belief system, this belief that's not true, that says, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And so you walk around your day being this not good enough. And so then you stumble across your partner or your friend or your family member that you then feel criticized by when they say, hey, why is the laundry not picked up? Hey, why did that work task not get done? Hey, your child says, hey, you forgot to pack my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Instead, you gave me a grilled cheese and I asked for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then you affirm this belief, I'm not good enough. The word, again, reflects back to you the beingness that you've told yourself that you're going to be. And so it's about deciding who you're going to be, being that being in this, I guess I'll call it a revolution that we're going through of this, we create our own reality. Everyone's talking about how we create our own reality, but you don't get what you want. You get who you are. You get who you're being. And so bringing this all back to the love, we cannot love anyone until we first love ourselves completely, fully. And in those moments where we don't love ourselves, because we fall from grace, we're human. I do it. I'm preaching this. I'm talking about it. I'm motivating you guys. I'm encouraging you. At least I'm trying. But I still fall from grace. I still wake up some days feeling like I'm not enough, that I'm not loved, that I'm not wanted, that I'm not worthy. And so in those moments where you fall from the grace of the love that you are, you have compassion, you have kindness, you hold yourself. By the way, if you're ever feeling less than the love that you are, and you guys don't know this technique, this is called the havening technique. And you literally just go like this. I want you guys to try this with me real quick. You just cross your arms and you just bring your arms down. And this literally by science has been proven to calm your nervous system. And in those moments where you're feeling like you're not enough, where you're feeling unwanted, where you just want your partner to hug you, to cuddle you, to love you, to affirm to you, I love you, I adore you, I want you, and you're not getting met by that, hug yourself. Meet yourself, haven yourself, bring your arms down, and it's going to calm your nervous system. And so in these, I'm going to take a pause real quick and drink some water. So from this place of having compassion for yourself in these moments where you fall from grace, recognizing that sometimes those moments where your authentic self says, you're less than the love that you are. and to have compassion for that moment and say, in this moment, I'm feeling that I don't love myself. And in this moment, I want to love myself, but I really can't love myself. And so instead of trying to force myself to love myself, instead of trying to push myself to love myself, instead of trying to make myself love myself, I'm just going to stand in this place of, I don't love myself, because that's the path of least resistance. While also making a decision, I'm going to stand in this place of not loving myself consciously. I'm going to consciously decide not to love myself right now. Because when I'm standing in this place of not loving myself, it's going to motivate me. It's going to inspire me. It's going to move me to change, to evolve, to grow, to expand, so that I can become the version of myself that I do love. So I can become the version of myself that does inspire and does motivate and does make a difference. When we know what we don't want, we know more clearly what we do want. When we find things that we don't love about ourselves in, it forces us to change ourselves, to evolve ourselves, to grow ourselves, to then love ourselves even more. And so I am big on acceptance. I truly believe that we do not get to where we want to go without first accepting where we are at now. So for example, if you aren't loving that relationship that you have right now with your partner, if you're sitting now in relationship with your partner and thinking about, I want to leave this relationship, I'm not happy, you're thinking, I want a different partner. You're not going to find that different partner. You're not going to attract that different partner if you can't first accept, this is the partner that I have right now. To have gratitude for your partner, for all of the things that you do love about them. To accept that. To appreciate that. That's the secret to then getting what you desire, to have a better partner, whether it's your partner evolving and growing and expanding and changing and shifting, or it's you attracting a partner that's better suited for you. If you want more money, you have to first accept, this is how much money I have. I'm grateful for this amount of money, before you can attract more money. If you want a new house, you're not going to get a new house by constantly walking around your house feeling like, I hate this house. I hate this house. I don't want this house. This house is too small. You have to have gratitude and accept, this is the house I'm in right now. And one day, I'm going to have a new house. One day, I'm going to have a bigger house. One day, I'm going to have a cleaner house. You have to first accept where you are right now and recognize that everything is always changing. Everything is changing around us. Everything is growing. Everything evolves. The seasons change. The temperatures change. The months change. People change. Yet, so often we want change. Yet, we're scared of change. We're scared of it. I have a 9-month-old little son. And every single day, I'm going to cry. I love this little boy so much. He's changing and he's evolving and he's growing. And every day I look over at my son and I think, God, there's this part of me that doesn't want him to get any bigger. Oh my goodness, I'm crying right now. Do I have any moms that'll heal? And I look at my son with so much love, so much appreciation. And I think to myself, I just want you to stay like this forever. I want to hold you. I want to kiss you. I want to nurse you. But I know he needs to change. I know that I'm not going to always be able to carry him. I'm not always going to be able to hold him in my arms. And so I have to, let me take a deep breath. Let me gather myself. I know he's going to change. And I know that no matter how much I try to tell myself that I don't want him to get any bigger, that would only be me stunting his growth. I know that if I carry him everywhere around the house, that he's not going to practice the skills that he needs to walk. And I know that him walking is then going to lead to him running. And him running is going to lead to him finding his passions. And him finding his passions would then be him, one day doing what he loves. And him one day doing what he loves is what's going to teach him to, have money and a family. And so all of these parts of evolution and expansion, and it's all a part of love. It's all a part of love. And so, in this I went on a tangent here. Forgive me, I went on a tangent, but love. Let me pause. So often in love, we either want our partners to change or we don't want any change. And I want to invite in this knowing that love is change, and that loving another is loving where they're at now, and also holding space for their evolution and their expansiveness. From the same place, again, reflecting back on yourself, as seeing them as a reflection of yourself, as your own change, your own evolution, your own expansion, your own growth. If you're feeling unloved by your partner, ask where you're not loving yourself. If you want your partner to change, if you are sitting there unhappy with where your partner is at and you're wanting their change, ask yourself, where are you not changing? Where are you not growing? Where are you not evolving? If you're sitting there with your partner and they're changing and you don't like their change, then ask yourself, where have you changed? Where have you outgrown this relationship? Everyone outside of us is only a reflection of ourselves. So often we want to change everyone else, yet we are scared to change ourselves. And again, I want to bring us back to everything changes, everything evolves, everything grows. Coming back to this idea of my son, that everyone looks at children and everyone understands that a baby grows. A baby grows more in the first year of life than they will the whole entire life. And we celebrate this growth, right? We look at babies and we celebrate their growth and we celebrate their evolution and we celebrate, them crawling and them taking their first steps and them saying their first words. We celebrate this. Yet somewhere along the road, we stop celebrating our own change. We stop celebrating our own growth and we get fearful to change. And that's what prevents ourselves from loving ourselves and loving others. And so I want to encourage all of us to see ourselves, to see others as just little children that need to grow, that need to evolve, that need to expand. So often in our life, and I'm going to hit a sore spot with some people, forgive me, but so often in our lives, we try to hold on to our marriage. We try to hold on to our friendships. We try to hold on to these relationships because our society has told us that you get married and you live, you're in it for sickness and in health, right? And poor and in ritual. And we hold on to these relationships and we stunt the growth when really sometimes the greatest thing you can do for the love of that relationship is to let it go. Our relationships are supposed to grow. They're supposed to evolve just like children grow, just like children expand, just like children outgrow their clothes. we're meant to outgrow our relationships. And if you have the privilege to stay in your marriage and your relationship and your friendship for all of time, like we all want, I believe that the only way to stay in a marriage for 50 years is to have, at the end of that 50 years of being with that person, to be a entirely different version of yourself, and to be with a entirely different version of themselves than you were when you got married, or 5 years previously, or 10 years previously. The only way to keep a relationship going is to constantly change and shift your relationship and be in partnership with a different version of that partner. It's about having, there's this debate between monogamy versus polyamory, and I believe, my belief system, take what resonates and throw away what doesn't. Hopefully this makes sense. I believe the secret to a long-lasting marriage, for me, this is my belief, is to have a polyamorous relationship inside of a monogamous relationship. And what I mean by that is that you are in monogamy. It is just you two in that relationship. Yet you two are constantly changing and shifting and growing and evolving and changing as a version of yourself to meet a different version of them, so that you're constantly in partnership with a different them. So for an example of this, right, is when I met my husband, I was blonde, and then I cut off all of my hair. Literally, that's the story for another time. I cut off all of my hair. And then I went through this hippie phase, and I didn't dye my hair, and my hair just kept growing, right? And then I embraced my natural color hair, and then I became a redhead, and then I'm slowly going back to a blonde, right? Or, I met my husband, and I was teaching, right? And then I became a coach, and then I moved to Sedona, and then I was, a nomad, then I was a hippie, then I was a wealthy person. So it's like all of these different versions of me are the different partners that my husband has gotten to be with. When I met my husband, right, I was with a software engineer. Then my husband became a robotics engineer, right? Then my husband became a guitar player. Then my husband decided to be someone that builds speakers. Then my husband became someone that built amplifiers. Now my husband is someone that builds synthesizers, and he's pursuing this musical. So it's like I'm in this monogamous relationship in polyamory. So there's this polyamory dynamic that we're changing, we're shifting, we're being. Again, being is the key word here. Being different versions of ourselves. Marrying different versions of ourselves. Making love to different us's. Spicing it up as us. Does that make sense? So, I went on a tangent. I hope that resonates. I see some questions. I want to get to them. I just want to go through my notes and finish what I started. But we have to love others as you would love yourself. Seeing people not as separate from you, but as you. Seeing that everyone is a little child that is worthy of love. And the reason that people struggle with love, the reason that people struggle with unconditional love is because they're not loving themselves. If you don't love yourselves, you can't love others. People cannot give what they don't have. We hear this all the time. If there was someone on the street that is asking for money and you don't have money, you can't give them money. It's the same with love. If someone's asking for you to love them and you don't have love, if you don't first love yourself, you can't love them. Yet so often we get so hurt and we get so upset because we want our partners, our relationships, our parents to love us. But they're unable to love us because they don't love themselves. Well, it's just like asking someone to give us $1 million and they don't have $1 million. Love is that millions of dollars. So you have to first have the currency of love to then give love. Love is who we are. Love is who we've always been. Love is who we always will be. We cannot be without love. Again, it's not something we give. It's not something we attract. It's not something we do. It is who we are. It is the essence of our beingness. We can't not love. We can't. Love is who we are. Newton's first law of physics states energy is neither created or destroyed. And I want to put a spin on that and say love is neither created or destroyed. So many people go through uncouplings. So many people go through breakups. And what is the first thing they say when they go through a breakup? Or if 10 years later, I don't love that person. I'm going to call bullshit and say, yes, you do. Because love is basic chemistry. Love starts as a solid state. Solid meaning you want to be with them and you want to be in union with them and you can't keep your hands off them. It's solid. And then love transforms to a liquid state. It's like a river and it comes and it goes and you're now in this flow where you aren't constantly together. You don't need them by your side every moment and you're able to leave the house and go hang out with your girlfriends or go hang out with your boys and to be in friendship with other people. And then you come home and you're like, oh yeah, I'm still married. Oh yeah, I'm still in partnership. Yeah, I still love this person. It becomes a liquid state. And then when we go through uncoupling, love becomes a gas. Maybe you're married. Maybe you're happily married. You've been with this person for 20 years. And you don't really think about your first love anymore. But then you're driving in the car and your song from your first love plays on the radio. And it brings you back to nostalgia of that first love. Or you're driving down the street and you smell something and it brings you back to that first love. And you reawaken and you remember. You're remembering, literally remembering that love. Because love is who you are. You can't not love. It's who you are. Love is unconditional, but someone's presence in your reality is conditional if it interferes with your own ability to love yourself. You can love someone and walk away. You can love someone and choose not to be a partner with them. You can love someone and still not have them in your life. Because so many times those people, even if we love them, that reflect back at us versions of ourselves that we do not prefer, versions of ourselves that we do not love. I have a belief, again, let me know if this resonates, take what resonates, throw away what doesn't. But I have a belief system that it's not that we're unhappy with other people. So often in our lives, we say we got to break up with someone, or we're unhappy in this relationship, or we're unhappy in this friendship. And it's never about the other person. It's about who we are when we are with that person. It's who that person reflects us to be. We have different aspects of ourselves, and people bring up different aspects of us. You are a different you when you're with your partner. You are a different you when you're with your best friend. You are a different you when you're with your mother. You are a different you when you're with your sister. You are a different you when you're with your grandma. With your partner. you're sexy and you wear lingerie and you bring this aspect of yourself, right? But when you're with your grandma and you go to Catholic church, you button up your shirt and you're this good little church girl. Right? And all of these different versions of you, again, it's a different being. They're all you. And so we don't ever actually have a problem with someone else. We don't like who we are when we are with that person. As a child, I used to hear, and I believe this to be the secret of life. If you're going to write down anything today, I believe this is the secret. All of the secrets were found in elementary school, by the way. Did anyone notice that all of the secrets to life were actually taught in like elementary school? You are who you hang around. You are who you hang around. You become who you hang around. And so if you are a motivated person, I'm going to get vulnerable. I'm going to get open. I'm going to get honest. Okay, that's who I am. I love my husband. I'm extremely happily married to him. I'm so happy. I'm in love with him. And lately, I've had this very critical voice in my head. Does anyone have a critical voice sometimes towards their partner? And I've had this critical voice in my head that says, I don't like that you're not motivated. I see him. He's going through a little bit of depression right now. And I've been a little critical because I'm like, you're not motivated. You're not motivated. And whether I've said this or not, I've thought this thought. And I remembered today, I'm not mad at him for being unmotivated. I'm feeling unmotivated. I'm a mom to a 9-month-old baby boy. I want to be present. I want to be with my son. I'm only on Insight Timer once a week. But the version of myself that was this hard, motivated, coach who aspired, who was a go-getter, that version of myself is no longer active. And so I'm looking at my husband and I'm pointing fingers at my husband and saying, you should be more motivated, when really I need to turn the finger towards myself and say, no. I'm not mad at him for being unmotivated. I'm mad at myself because I want to be more motivated. I'm sitting here pointing fingers at my husband saying, you should be working more, when really I need to point fingers at myself and recognize, no. I'm saying to myself, Genna Rose, you should be working more. You should be doing more. You should be bringing more money in. It's never about the other person. It's about who we are with the other person. And so again, it comes back to self-love. Those moments where we fall from grace and we recognize I'm not loving myself like I should, right? This example of me not working more, not being motivated more. Recognizing compassion. I'm a new mom. I am postpartum. I want to be present with my son. I know the first 7 years of a child's life, it's the most critical time in anyone's life. It's the foundation of who you are. My bachelor's degree is in early childhood development. So in those moments where I'm not being loving to myself, when I'm not being loving to my husband, when I'm being critical, it's me being critical towards myself, which then needs compassion to remind myself, no, Genna, you're doing a great job. You're a great mother. You're present. There will be a time that will come where you will be able to take on more clients. You'll be able to take on more responsibility. You'll be able to help more people. You'll be able to serve more people. But right now, you need to serve your son. And from that place of compassion, from that place of kindness, you can then love yourself again. You can remind yourself, again, the example, it's not my season to be very motivated. It's not my season to be working super hard, taking on thousands of clients. I'm in a different place. And then from that place, we can then love other and recognize that just as I'm a new mom, my husband's also a new father. And why is it fair that I get to be a full stay-at-home mom, and he doesn't get to be a full stay-at-home father. We both can raise our son side by side together, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. My husband he was engineering, and he pulled back from engineering when I was pregnant. And I'm so grateful, and I'm so fortunate because he's been with me side by side every day, all day. Together, we've been raising our son. I'm not a stay-at-home mom by myself. I'm a stay-at-home mom with my husband by my side. And this is a gift. So it's not his season to be motivated either. It's his season to be a father, just like it's my season to be a mother. And then the love comes back. Then the kindness comes back. Hurt people hurt people. Loved people love people. I am on a mission to help every person to feel so loved, to feel so wanted, that they can't help but to love other people. The reason that people create crimes, the reason that people hurt people, the reason that people kill people, the reason that there's war, the reason that there's rape, is because those people that are doing those things are hurting themselves. No one who loves themselves kills people. No one who loves themselves rapes people. People do these things because they don't love themselves. So, it is time to shift our consciousness to love ourselves so deeply, to then love others so deeply that it becomes contagious. Instead of being contagious with sickness, let's be contagious with love. Let's be contagious with love. Put that in the chat that is my challenge for you at the end of this love challenge. I challenge you. Instead of coughing germs, cough love, 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 love. I'm snorting. Can we be contagious with love? Put contagious with love if you're up for the challenge. Do you vow, do you promise to look in the mirror every day, find something you love about yourselves, to honor yourself so much, to love yourself so much, that you then go and love others so much? Let's create a word of love. That's my talk for today. I told myself I was going to do a short talk today and then do a meditation. And I got carried away as usual because this is my passion. So if you enjoyed today, feel free to hit follow if you're not yet following me. Let me know in the comments, please. What was something about today that you enjoyed? What was something that resonated? Your feedback helps me. It helps me help others. It helps me grow. It helps me expand. So whether you loved today or you disliked today, tell me. All of your feedback is welcome. Hit follow if you're not yet following me. Check out all of my courses, my meditations on the dashboard. If this was worth your time and this was valuable to you, I invite you to leave a donation of gratitude. As I told you guys, I am fully present in being a mama right now. And so I only have two spots available to help people to tap into unconditional love, to help them to heal from their trauma, to heal from their pain. I offer a money back guarantee on all of my offers because I'm so confident that I'm able to help and serve people. So if you are feeling a little bit down, if the past keeps recircling in your mind, if you're feeling like it's hard to escape the trauma of your past, if you're looking and wanting and desiring to feel more loved, to be more loved, to give more love, to help your relationships to strive, to find the love of your life, to manifest the love, to get right with your spirituality, to know the truth of spirit, to feel one with the divine, and all of this resonated today, I invite you guys to reach out to me. I have, again, only 2 spots available for to help people in facing this one-on-one. And I offer money back guarantees, so feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me here on Insight Time, or you can find me on any social media platform. Today's live and all of my lives go on YouTube after, so you can watch the replay if you missed any of this today. And I'm so grateful for you guys. So I'm just going to read through the chat real quick. If you guys have any questions, put the questions in the chat. I'm going to answer them really quickly. And then I go live every Sunday now for Soul Sunday. This love challenge is over for now, but the love challenge is never actually over. And so if there's any topics that you guys would like to hear about, you would like for me to talk about, you'd like for me to do meditations on today, I went a little bit over time today. So we're not going to have a longer meditation, but I will meditate us out of here. And let me know what topics you guys desire. Make sure to hit the follow. And I'm really grateful for you guys. I really appreciate you guys. I really love what I do. I love love. I'm passionate about love. So know that I felt the same way. Growth. If not happy where you are, look within, and then talk about where you find with the partner. If both are willing, adjust things together, grow both individuals and as a couple. I believe we all live 100 lives within a lifetime. Yes, and hi, Marcus. Beautiful. So does anyone have any questions? Put it in the chat. Put your questions in the chat. Let me know in the chat what resonated for you guys today. Let me know. Alright, if there's no questions, no comments, then I'm going to invite us real quick to just do a real quick, brief closing meditation. I'm going to invite you to just close down your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And take a deep breath out. And on the next inhale, I want you to imagine that there is a white crystalline light shining above your head. See this light as representing love. See this light as representing compassion, peace, transformation. Feel free to imagine this light, any color that you need, representing love, whatever love means to you. And on the inhale, I want you to breathe in this love. Imagine that this light of love is infusing into your body from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Breathing in love into every part of your body and exhaling this love and light throughout your whole entire body, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Continuing to breathe this love in, letting go of your thoughts, letting go of anything and everything, and just simply being with this love. Breathing in love from this light, this source of divine spirit, God, Goddess, absolute. The true essence of love which you are, the higher self that you are, the unity that you are. Breathe in this light. And breathe this light out into every part of your body. Filling in any cracks, any pain, any hurt, any fear, any anger, any trauma. Transmuting this now. Breathing in love. breathing out love. And doing this just a couple times on your own now. Breathing love in from source. And exhaling this love into yourself, giving yourself complete self-love. And taking one final breath, just like this, breathing in from source, divine spirit, higher self. And exhaling this love out. And on the next breath, breathing this love from yourself that is now light. Imagining that you are the light. Feeling and imagining that you are this light. You are this great central sun. You are this star shining bright. You are the light bulb. You are the lighthouse. You are this light. Breathe into this light from your heart, bringing your awareness into your heart. And exhaling this light out into the world. Breathing into the light that you are from your heart center. And exhaling from your heart, illuminating light outside of you. To all of your family, your friends, your neighborhood. Continuing to breathe this love, sourcing it from self, and exhaling it out to other, out through your county, out through your city, your country, the world. Lighting up every person, everything, every place with love. Breathing love in and exhaling and sending love out, lighting the world with love. Imagine all of Earth lit up in a light of love. Imagine the whole Earth is now glowing like the sun. Feeling into true unconditional love. Unconditional unity. Breathing in this love. And breathing out. And finally, imagining every person, every place, the whole earth, now radiating this love out to more people, more places. So everyone, everything feels loved, is their own authentic love that they are. Being the love that they are. Breathing this in and breathing this out. And now sending all of this love back to source. Imagining the earth glowing in light, glowing in love. Breathing in from the light of the earth. And exhaling this love back up to source, back up to spirit, back up to the divine, the oneness. Recognizing that we are not separate, but we are one in consciousness. Remembering that we are the divine. We are the spirit. We are the consciousness. We are the truth. You are unique in who you are as your name, your skin color, your culture, your religion, your language. But you are the soul, the makeup of everyone here is that God, Goddess, Spirit, Universal, Absolute. It is time that we reawaken and remember that the love that we are is the love of everyone else. That we are not separate, but we are one. Breathing this love in and breathing this love out. Breathing love in, breathing love out. And taking as long as you need in the stillness, the silence. And then when you're ready, starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes, coming back into this moment. Feeling your feet on the ground. Notice what you feel. Notice what you hear. Noticing what you smell. Noticing what you taste. And whenever you're ready, slowly opening up your eyes and noticing what you can see. Welcome back, beautiful souls. Welcome back. Let me know what you experienced. Let me know what you felt. Let me know how that meditation was for you. Let me know how the live was for you. Comment below. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for completing this love challenge with me. I will be back next Sunday and every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Soul Sunday. Let me know what topics you guys desire. If you would like to connect with me, head over to Instagram. Look up Genna Rose Giannetti. You can check out my website, gennarosegiannetti.com. Look me up on Facebook, Genna Rose Giannetti. You can even ask ChatGPT about me. Apparently, ChatGPT knows me. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If this was worth your time and this was valuable today, I invite you guys to leave a donation. Every dollar helps to inspire more people. It helps to enrich more lives. Check out my work. I love you guys. Bye.